Hello, everyone. It's Tim at Existential Detections. You probably already knew that because you clicked on this. Anywho, today's video is going to be about signs and symbols in the spiritual sense. What does that even mean? Okay, so we say that if you pray, Father would give you a sign. What does that even mean? Well, uh, it is completely individual. Because whatever's going on in your life, whatever you're up to, things that you enjoy, things that you look at, uh, typically through that, like something will just catch your attention. Chosen 144, he talks about clairvoyance. I think clairvoyance. I'll link the video in the description. But he has a really good definition of it. It's one of the best that I've come across. And basically, it's just you see shit. Not hallucinations, but things that stick out to you. Say you're driving down the road, there's a billboard, and it just catches your eye and like just stands out to you. Whatever that message is, you'll understand. If I try to explain it to you, a random person on this, it's just impossible, because it is an individual thing. Case in point, the other day, I was organizing my books, and one happened to jump off the bookshelf. Wasn't near it, wasn't touching it, it just fell off. Sure, scientifically, vibrations and things happened and movement, and then it just fell off. Okay, but in the spiritual sense, because that's the whole thing about spirit, is that it connects to you on an individual level. So yeah, it just science happens and it fell off. But if you pursue the spiritual path, then you will know that there are things do have meaning. Varies person to person, but there is meaning. But this is the book that fell out, Don Quixote de la Mancha. There. So for most people that may be watching this, or some, it means nothing. It's a book by Cervantes. About a knight. I think he's crazy, fights windmills and shit. Have not read it, just know of it. But this one is in Spanish, which was the original text. And I dabble in learning Spanish and German and just languages in general because they're really fun. But I haven't studied in a while, but I've been thinking about going back to it. So while organizing my books, wasn't thinking anything about Spanish, wasn't thinking anything about languages. I was thinking about organizing books, and it popped out. So that is a sign that I need to study some Spanish, because it's fun, and you can have so much fun studying languages. If you think it's boring, you're doing it wrong. I mean, well, sometimes it's boring, like memorizing shit, but there's a lot of fun ways that you can do it. But anyway, that's the point of the spiritual sign. Doesn't mean anything to anyone else, but for me, it let me know that I need to start studying some more. And that is how spirit talks to you, through your signs. Like, I was given a boat, like a little model boat. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's back yonder. It'll be fine. But it was given like a ship. And I was looking for, or during this period, it was a gift someone gave me. But I was also, I don't know, kind of bored, just looking for a really good story that I can get into, and came across One Piece, which was fantastic. It is well worth the watch if you're an anime and or if you just love really good stories. Took me a little bit to get into after watching the live action, but And but there was a correlation. It's like, I was thinking about it. I saw One Piece and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of dumb. And then I was given the ship. And then just a lot of things about ship. Like movies about like pirates and sailing and which I do not like to be on the water. But I was reading an essay of our letter from Shelley, the dude. What the fuck's his name? Percy Shelley, not his wife, Mary, who made Frankenstein. But anyway, he loved to sail too, and then drowned whenever a storm came up. Not the point, but there was just a lot of things about sailing and adventure and pirates that I came across during that period. So eventually, I just started watching One Piece, and it was great. It was definitely a blessing from the Lord, and such is how things work in life. Whether you believe in spirit or not, it's there. It's just another form of the reality that we live in, alongside the physical and the mental. And except this one is extremely hard. In the physical, you know whether you can do 10 push-ups or not, because you could just get down and fucking do it. The ability to see progress or performance is real easy with that, because you either can or you cannot. Very distinctive. Same thing with mental. You either know it or you do not. You can, like if you have a test, whether you know the material or not. One, if you take the test and you don't know anything on it, well, you fail. Or if you do know it, then you succeed, or you pass the test. Spirit, a lot more difficult to determine or to discern what's what, because there's most of the time, like say if you have your intuition is giving you a funny feeling, and so usually you hang a right to go to wherever it is you're going, and then you're sitting at the stop sign and you get a little funny feeling, and it's like, go left, and you kind of just fucking go left. Well, you may not ever get to clarification if something bad was on the right. Sometimes in like traffic jams, or if you're running late or you get delayed, you may find out later is like, oh well, the usual way to work, there was a massive accident. I don't know, UFO crashed into the thing, something, whatever. A tire blew and caused a big wreck. Well, that delay forced you a different way, and protected you from being involved in that. So sometimes you get confirmation, sometimes you don't. And the more you practice that and do it, like the confirmation is rarely becomes an issue at that. In the beginning, you definitely we definitely like more to have that confirmation, because it builds confidence, and but that's even in the Bible. Father talks about how have faith, and even Jesus talks about having faith. Faith is confidence without word sayings and such. Oh, good Lord. Confidence without confirmation, I guess we could say that. We'll go with that. It's basically trusting without evidence. It's like, I'm going to do this and just know or trust that it's going to work out. And then eventually, the more you do it, that trust becomes like you will get your confirmation, and then you will have evidence. So that trust of just, hey, the things are gonna work out. I don't know how. Leave it to Father. He'll take care of it, and that will turn into knowing that you know that it's gonna be okay. At first, it's like, I don't know about this. Might feel it in your stomach, but you still do it. You show some courage, and you still do it. It works out, and then you have your confirmation, and then that slowly turns into, well, I know it'll be okay. Now, definitely use your discernment. You're smart people. Trust yourself. Um, you know, don't just jump off a bridge because you think you can fly. Like, start on the ground, and once you can fly, well, then yeah, you can do whatever. Um, that Bill Burr, I think no, it's not Bill Burr. Fuck, it's who was that? Oh, some comedian. I think in the '80s was talking about that LSD trip. Dude thought he could fly, jumped off a thing, died, and that's just tragic. But don't just you don't start at the top with things. You just baby steps. One thing at a time. Like, if you feel a little your intuition poking you to something, it's like, hey, buy that lottery ticket. Well, check it out. You might win, you might not. Sometimes it does test you to see just if you'll do what it's asking before it starts to reward you for your faith. But faith is definitely rewarded. Whether we can see it in the moment or not. But whatever prayer you have for a Father, it will be answered one way or another. Somehow. It could be, and again, it's a song you're listening to. You finally like it catches you one day, and it's like you hear the lyrics for the first time, like, or you hear it differently. Like you thought it was one thing, and then you hear it again. It just catches your ear a certain way, and you get a completely different perspective of it. Or a movie. That's why good movies you can watch over and over and over. You can read books over and over and over. Good ones. I mean, you'll know you'll know. But you can each time. There's movies that I've seen 10, 15 times, and each time I see it, I get a different perspective of it. Same thing with books. More so in books than typically than movies. But either way, it's still anyway. But yeah, things will just catch you, and then pursue it. If something catches your attention, like that seems kind of cool. I'm gonna go check it out. Go check it out. I mean, at worst, you just did something. At best, it's something that changes your perspective or changes how you see things or any number of things. But I'm gonna wrap this up. That's about it. Go check out Chosen 144's video on clairvoyance. It's again, it's a pretty good description on that. Far better than I've explained it. Anyway, well, enjoy.